This Sun-Gazette video coverage is proudly sponsored by Woodlands Bank.
The Williamsport Crosscutters are the hottest team in the MLB Draft League. After their best start to a month this season, they find themselves in contention for the second half title. How did they do it? And what does the future of the month look like for the Williamsport Crosscutters? Hello everyone, I'm Nicholas Severini for the Williamsport Sun-Gazette. This is the Crosscutter Catch-Up. Starting in the month of August, the Crosscutters actually dropped their first game of the month against the Frederick Keys, but would bounce back to take their first series win against Frederick in August with wins 7-3 and 14-5. That 14-5 win, their biggest win, one of their biggest wins of the second half season, and it propelled them into the midweek against the Mahoning Valley Scrappers, of which the Crosscutters would get another sweep in the second half campaign, dispatching of the last place Scrappers 7-2 and 4-2. It all set up what was a highly touted series against the West Virginia Black Bears, which is still currently ongoing here at historic Bowman Field. But for a moment, for at least a day, the Williamsport Crosscutters would take first place in the MLB Draft League, defeating the Black Bears a couple days ago by a score of 3-1. But the Black Bears yesterday at historic Bowman Field would get back into first place in the Draft League by a score of 6-4. So as the standings currently are, as of now, going into Friday night's slate of games, it's the West Virginia Black Bears in first place in the MLB Draft League with a 14-6 record. Williamsport in second with a 14-8 record. A reminder with how the Draft League works, the first half champion plays the second half champion to determine the MLB Draft League championship winner, with the first half hosting. That first half championship team were the State College Spikes. And so the Spikes will be definitely keeping a close eye on one of these two teams potentially, because as of now, with both teams 3.5 games further than the next highest team in the Draft League, it's looking like in the early going that it'll be the Black Bears or the Crosscutters who just might join the Spikes in September for the championship. But back now in Williamsport, what has allowed them to get on this winning streak? Well, they've won 8 of their last 10. That is the best 10-game stretch out of any team going into Friday night. The run differential has stood out more than anything. A plus 23 run differential in the second half for Williamsport. That is best in the Draft League. And that run differential is so high because of the pitching staff of the Cutters. Just 96 runs allowed. That is first in the Draft League by 13 runs, with West Virginia closest. Top individual performance, there was some big news last week. Colton Cosper, Williamsport's ace for the second half season after 3 terrific starts in which he allowed just 1 earned run in those 3 games, was signed by the New York Mets to a minor league contract. So Cosper out of the team as an ace, but Williamsport still doing very well in the pitching category since he was signed. At the plate, Jackson Mayo and Max Mandler have been the 2 top performers for Williamsport in the second half. Jackson Mayo putting up a 1.063 OPS. That is second in the Draft League. Only West Virginia's Judah Morris has a higher OPS in the second half. And Max Mandler has done very well getting on base with a .495 on-base percentage. That is also second in the Draft League. Over the last 2 weeks, Williamsport are also the hottest offense in the league, a .786 OPS, that's first. And they're also second in team ERA with a 3.41 mark. So what's coming up next now for the Williamsport Crosscutters? Well, potentially the game of the season tonight, depending on what happens elsewhere, but potentially the game of the season as Williamsport look to get first place back against West Virginia tonight on Friday night. And then they're still at home at historic Bowman Field for a 2-game set against the Frederick Keys. And then it's the annual tradition with the Little League Classic going on and with the Little League World Series taking place. A long road stretch for Williamsport follows this weekend, where they are on the road in 14 of their next 15 games. That one exception, August 21st, where they host the State College Spikes in a home-and-home. For the Williamsport Sun-Gazette, I'm Nicholas Severini. This has been the Crosscutter Catch-Up.